Why, hello, you amazing, beautiful people. How you doing? Welcome back to another anime reaction video. This is one which a lot of you have actually asked me to react to, and I thought it would be kind of fun. So, Animan is a channel that I only recently checked out a few videos from, and I get quite a few recommendations from this channel, and one of them is this one right here. Top 10 most underrated animes of all time. Now, I'm kind of excited about this one. First, I'm excited to see if there's any on this list that I have personally seen. And second, I'm excited to see what you guys have to say in the comment section about this as well. Not only are these animes underrated, do these animes deserve more attention, but also what other anime deserve to be on this list. So, how about I stop talking and let's do this one. Also, I'm curious to see if any of you tell me that I need to watch some of these as well. I always read the comments, so let's see what you guys have to say. Press that freaking like button and press that subscribe button. Remember, if you are subscribed to the channel, before you leave a comment, your comment gets boosted. You get a nice little sticker next to your name. It'll make it easier for me to see your comments. So make sure you subscribe before you leave a comment. And let's jump into my first time ever reaction to Animan's, which by the way, link to his channel is in the description, top 10 most underrated anime of all time.
Sometimes you start an anime and then all of a sudden it's just kind of like, well, we all have some regrets when it comes to anime that we gave a chance and instantly regretted watching, or at least figured it wasn't worth the time we invested in. Luckily for you, this isn't the case at all for the videos and anime we have prepared for you today. Since today we will be
there's only, out of all the anime I've seen, there's only 4 anime I would say that I wasn't a big fan of. And I wouldn't say I regretted watching them so much as I just felt like they weren't for me. But maybe that's two of the same thing. I don't know. What about you guys? You got an anime you started and did you finish it? What did you regret starting?
Talking about the top 10 anime I am glad I gave a chance. But before we begin,
beware
of the following spoilers. And also, if you enjoy my content, be sure to hit that subscribe button.
Okay.
Pressing that bell icon to set us all to be notified about all our latest new videos. And with that,
shout out Animan. So, any anime on this list that I have potential of watching in the future, so anime I've heard of, I might have to skip past here. So we will see. For example, if like Gintima's on here, it won't be because it's underrated anime, but you know what I mean. And any, like, we'll see, we'll play it by ear.
Being said, let's dive into the list.
I'm not worried about spoilers
and coming
for
in at
anime
number 10
I just haven't
is
heard of.
Fire Force.
Now, Fire Force is an anime I'm probably going to watch in the future, so this is kind of an annoying one. We'll give it a go,
Now, immediately all of you are just going to be like, Fire Force? Really? But we'll get into that. But anywho, here's a fun fact for you. For those who didn't know that before...
I don't want to watch this. I do and I don't. It's just going to be full of spoilers. Bro literally gave a spoiler warning. God damn it, we're going to have to skip the first one. Fuck's sake. Why do you have Fire Force on this list? That is a big anime. Fuck. God damn it, Animan. I'm already disappointed. But also, is Fire Force underrated? Now, I always say this to you guys. My rule on anime, when people say anime is underrated, doesn't necessarily mean an anime isn't big. It just means an anime is not as big as it deserves to be. So, in that comparison, Demon Slayer, Attack on Titan, they could all be considered underrated to some people. So, that is my rules of underrated. Because some people are like I'll say like 86, underrated. And then I'll get a flood of fucking people who are like, no, it isn't. It was actually very popular. Fuck you. And it's like, yes, it was, but it deserved to be way more popular. That's why it's underrated.
1 bit. Coming up at number 9 is Grimgar of Ashes and Illusion. Now, we always take the isekai genre for granted here.
Cool.
Dreaming those fancy dreams and
one.
legendary tales of ruling the world, killing the demon king, saving the kingdom, getting the girl.
And when I say I don't care about this one, I don't mean that in a bad way. What I mean is, if we're going to watch this anime, it hasn't been on any of my radar, hasn't been on my list, probably going to watch it for quite a long time. So then when I say I don't care, don't take that the wrong way.
Dreaming those fancy dreams and legendary tales of ruling the world, killing the demon king, saving the kingdom, getting the girl, and most importantly, being a badass with broken powers, obviously.
Yeah,
however, we never took a minute to stop and think, well, what if it wasn't that? What if it was actually something that is just traumatizing, to say the least, and deadly at best? This is what this anime decided to do.
God,
it took the idea of isekai and told us the story from a side we never even cared to listen to, let alone know about. This anime decided to show us just how hard and honestly terrifying being stranded in an unknown world can be. Well, this is just how hard this creator went to show us the dark side of the isekai genre.
Very well
I gotta
animated,
say,
by the way.
I didn't expect him to go this hard, and I love that he did. This anime is a first of its kind and deserves a rating of at least a 9 on Mao. You should really watch this anime, and trust me, you won't regret it 1 bit. Coming in,
I have to say immediately, the animation looked beautiful. Very well animated. Love the art style of it. Already invested, because it's true, a lot of the isekai I see, the character gets like taken into this other world and immediately fucking adapts, you know? It'd be like zap in another world. And all the comments when I like say things like this, to back up these claims, always like, they're gamers, they're people who have, like, they know the fantasy genre, they know the fantasy world, so of course they'd adapt. Yeah, like, fuck, they'd adapt, man. You kidding me? You could take, if you put 1 million gamers in a room and send them all to a fantasy world, most of them, like, nearly all of them, actually all of them, all 1 million would die within 2 days. How many of them are, like, fit, actually clued up? Having knowledge doesn't necessarily mean you can put that into practical effect either. You still have to have some sort of physical ability. So yeah, we'd probably all die. I put myself in that category as well. I would die too. So how come every character always survives? The idea of one actually struggling, already kind of want to see that anime.
Number 8 is Aoashi. If you have watched my Blue Lock video before, then you will realize that I am not that much of a fan of sports anime, and I don't really watch them a whole lot. Until I had watched Blue Lock, that is, ever since that show came out, I realized just what a huge mistake I have been doing by depriving myself of such excitement and such an amazing adrenaline rush. So ever since then, I decided to watch one sports anime whenever I have the free time to do so, and squeeze it into my schedule. That is, so obviously busy. And just like Blue Lock, of course not as epic, Aoashi didn't disappoint one bit. Quite the contrary, actually. I enjoyed it, and this marks my second sports anime that I genuinely liked. The characters are quite enjoyable, and their mere presence on the screen pumps the adrenaline into my blood.
I think I've heard of this
character is quite the playmaker, however. He is the powerhouse of his team as he carries them all the way to
that guy on the right looks so much like Connie, it's actually crazy. In fact, a couple of these guys are like Attack on Titan characters.
The finals. They lost due to him being kicked out of the match for losing his temper, though. Now starting a new year in a new city, it is time to regain all the glory he lost with a team as skilled as him, if not even better. He needs to hustle now and show them why he's handpicked to be in their midst. Spoiler alert, he proves that he is in the right place. Coming in at number 7 is Kimono Jihen. In this world, certain creatures exist that...
Well, I don't need to watch that anime then, that's fine. The whole anime was spoiled for me. God, actually, you know what? I do really want to watch a sports anime. I might do, like, in the next anime tournament, we might do a genre-specific one. We might. Whenever I do a vote for it, people don't want it though, so it's definitely a vocal minority thing, but I do want to watch a sports anime. I'd like to watch a racing anime as well, maybe a couple more comedies.
We as humans don't acknowledge their existence, or at least aren't aware of their presence. Even though they are living right under our noses, these beings are called kimono. They are sometimes full-fledged beasts, and some other times look just like any other human, just hanging right around the corner. These are half-breeds, just like how our main character is half human, half ghoul. Kohachi Inugami, a detective that specializes in the occult, is sent to a city to discover what was the reason behind the mysterious rotting and death of livestock. What he discovers, however, was beyond any comprehension. Thanks to teaming up with Kabane, he is introduced to the mysterious world of kimono and is thrust into the midst of its dangers head first. This is a series that I would like to...
This anime looks gross as fuck. What, are these supposed to be like bed bugs or some shit? We're literally watching bugs crawl over some dude's eyes? I'm gonna be real, the storyline sounds fucking well cool, and I feel like I would enjoy this, but the idea of bugs crawling over people, not a big fan of.
Call an underdog. Anyone, everyone just loves an underdog. Someone whom you expect to fail, fall, and burn, but opposed to all expectations, succeeds and shows what they are truly made of, and that is why this series is on this list. Coming in at number 6, Ranking of Kings. This anime caught everyone off guard when it first was released.
I thought Ranking of Kings was incredibly popular, but again, remember the rules of underrated, on this channel at least. It doesn't matter how popular an anime is, it can still be underrated. You know, anything can be underrated. If it doesn't get the attention it deserves to get. That is how it works. That's literally the definition of underrated.
This anime stole the hearts of everyone and flipped the anime community upside down.
I've heard
how cute and adorable this character called Boji is.
About
this anime introduced it. For everyone that already watched the series, I can already sense the head nods of approval to what I am saying.
I haven't even seen it.
For those who haven't watched the show yet, well, what the hell are you waiting for? This show has it all. Amazing plot, cool art style, charismatic and easily lovable characters,
I have
memorable
heard
intros
very good
and
things.
Outros, much more. So
the
what are you
intro
doing here?
music is badass.
Coming in at number 5 is...
Everyone I know who's seen Ranking of Kings tells me how fucking great it is. The intro songs are amazing. The music all around it is fantastic. I have only heard good things.
Is High Card. Who could have imagined that something as simple as a playing card could cause such destruction and chaos? Of course, I am talking about the power that lies within those high cards. 52 cards scattered across the world, granting their users limitless powers and out-of-this-world abilities, each card with its own unique effect and power.
That's kind of cool.
This is the story of a simple orphan trying to save the orphanage he lived in his entire life from bankruptcy. This kid called Finn is the main character of the series and the wielder of the 2 of Clubs high card. His card is one of the 52 that he and 4 others are hunting down to collect once more under the rule of one king, all under the guise of an agency that sells cars. The animation is top-notch, Bleach. Characters look like something out of a K-pop video, and we all know that this will sit well with the ladies. And in addition to all that, the series has...
It will? I mean, yeah, we all know the ladies are gonna love this anime. Because...
2 seasons to its name already, with a 3rd one just right above the horizon. Coming in at number 4 is
the animation
Burn the
did
Witch.
look good.
This
one looks
kind
of,
of
I like the
is one of the
concept
works
of
of
that
the infamous Tite Kubo, the one behind one of the big 3 anime and the creator of the titular character Ichigo Kurosaki. As time passed, Bleach fell off the grid due to the illness Tite Kubo has suffered from in the past few years, but as we all know, Bleach is now back stronger than ever before with one of his best arcs to date. However, yet another creation of his, and one that deserves praise more than it actually is getting, and in just 3 episodes, just 3, he was able to prove once more to everyone what one of the big 3 mangaka is capable of. The best part of the entire show is the fact that it is canon and ties back to the universe of Bleach. This means 2 things. 1, the series won't stop at only 3 episodes, and 2, this show might just be as good as its predecessor.
Oh, damn.
And number 3 is
All right.
Darwin's Game. This is what happens when...
I'm gonna be real, that is some high praise for a series there. Holy shit, like, damn. Got me excited. Got me excited, especially with the names working behind the scenes as well on this one.
As good as its predecessor.
It looks gorgeous too.
Coming in at number 3 is Darwin's Game.
Darwin's
This is what
Game.
happens when you give random people superpowers and trap them in a death game to find who is the best assassin of them all. Darwin's Game
This
isn't
sounds
one of
cool.
those big IQ or crazy plot twist kind of anime, but one thing it is amazing
Like
at
Hunger
is it's
Games.
awesome at an action perspective, of course. Ever watched the
Oh!
movie Nerve? Well, Darwin's Game is close to it, thanks to an unknown app. People end up trapped in this game fighting to survive while being granted awesome powers in return. Some that are battle-oriented and others not too much. For example, there is the ability to tell truth from lies. In such a game, when the stakes are highest, it is good to know who truly is an ally
sounds
and who
well
is
cool.
just there to stab you in the back when the first chance introduces itself. However, when it comes to combat, this ability is practically useless. Opposed to water and ice bending or even pyromancy, the main character, however, got the best ability an assassin can ask for. Just like Emi Yashiro from Fate, he is able to conjure weapons out of thin air as long as he understands their composition, how they work, and held it in his hand at least once before. However, he can't replicate
Had it in his hand at least once before. Okay, so does that, random question, in the game, if he finds a weapon and picks it up, does that count? Or is it prior to the game? Because I imagine at the beginning it's prior to the game. The reason I'm pointing this out, I'm asking this question, is because, let's say, hypothetically, I go in there, I might be better than the average person because I was in the Army Cadets for 2 years and used a lot of weapons there, so maybe I would be better. But let's say someone who has never picked up a gun or anything goes in that world. What kind of fucking weapons are they going to be? Imagine if there's one person who went to a gun store and just walked around holding every gun. They were like, one day, they were like, oh, this is cool, but never fired any. And they got fucking turned there. They'd be like, well, damn. Also, I'm also thinking very just gun focused. There's probably a load of other stuff as well. That's why I'm wondering. It must be in the game too. This anime concept sounds fucking well cool.
crazy
I'd watch
complicated
this.
stuff like phones or computers. For most of the show, he sticks to guns, grenades, and blades mostly, prompting him the potential to become the strongest assassin ever if he wasn't such a peace-loving person. Instead, he creates a clan to end the game and find the sick deviant mastermind behind it. Even though the show is a death game, the themes it has are a bit more lighthearted than normal death games that usually promote doom and gloom atmospheres. Nonetheless, it was quite fun to watch.
I would
Coming in at
watch
number
that.
2 is My Happy Marriage. Hello and welcome everyone to the Japanese version of Cinderella Retold. This is the story of a child born from an unwanted arranged wedding, neglected, treated as a maid, and hated by her own family. It's a tip.
Alright, we're gonna have to let this cook because at the moment someone telling me an anime that's kind of like Cinderella, not really selling me, I'm gonna be honest. So I was like, yo, do you like Cinderella? Not really. Well, how about an anime like Cinderella?
Of self-discovery, self-worth, and self-love. In this series, Mio is treated like dirt by her family, her entire life. Whether it was her sister, stepmother, father, Mio never had a break and always had a tough time because of those 3. And their best way to make her life a miserable living hell? Well, that was to marry her to someone that she does not know, but it is someone that many of his past fiancés had escaped from and ran far, far away from. Just what kind of monster is that guy really? Well, to your and Mio's surprise, the guy was actually dashingly handsome, well-mannered, caring, and loving towards Mio. This anime is all but this woman's journey into self-actualization and
Until it turns out that this guy at nighttime is actually a vampire and he hunts people and then he gets his Sekai and then vampire and then he levels up. No?
self-love. It is wholesome, cool flowing, and has wonderful animation. and that alone is reason enough for you guys to check it out. But be warned, it'll make you want a girlfriend afterwards. And
yes, be warned. This anime and this anime only is the reason you're gonna want a girlfriend. It has nothing to do with anything else. Alright. No crazy undertone plot. Literally just a story of a girl who's been treated like shit and finally gets a break. Kinda sold, man.
Number 1 goes to Ninja Kamui. Honestly, the
Ah,
fact that Joe
I've
Logan
heard
is
of the
voiced by
anime,
legendary
but
Kenjiro Tsuda is more than enough reason for me to watch this series and fall in love.
But I haven't really heard anything
However, that's
about
speaking
it.
for me. And since some of you require more persuasion, I am here to explain to you why this series is at number 1, and just why it was a privilege to
opening
watch
by
it, to say the
Cold Rain
least.
is
The series
fucking
takes place in the
incredible,
21st century, with the lead main character being someone that got tired of all the bloodshed and killing his organization has made him commit.
Of course. So he played by Jason Statham. I got tired of all the bloodshed, all the killing, and decided to retire and become a caterer, a beekeeper, a mailman, any number of porn star movie roles.
Unforgivable crimes that Joe had committed finally took a toll on him and forced him to leave
Looks
everything
nicely
behind,
animated.
escape with his family to America, and start a new life from scratch. Sadly, this life of his in seclusion is torn to shreds as his family dies right in front of him at the hands of his old organization, a mistake that they will soon learn the consequences of and suffer from dearly. Honestly, the whole concept of a ninja in the 21st century is enough to sell me on this anime, and I bet that some of you are already debating whether to watch the show or not. So just let me tell you this. Watching this show was one of the best things I did, and it will definitely be something you won't grow to regret.
The
anytime
animation
soon.
looks very
That said,
good.
we conclude our list of the top 10 anime that I am glad I gave a chance.
10 best
and hopes
romance
that you guys
anime?
also check out those anime. And if you guys like this video, please remember to leave a like, share, and don't forget to leave a comment down below if you think you will watch any of these anime. And don't forget to
go shout out. Well, I kind of want to check out the romance one there. I can already tell a bunch of people are going to be screaming in the comments going, "Look, spoiled, blah, 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 spoiled." This is how I feel about spoilers, right? I'm not a big fan of spoilers when it comes to anime that I am going to watch. Anime that's like high up on my list of anime I'm going to watch. And people going, "Well, what do you mean by that, Luke?" I mean, you guys. Like, for example, we hold the anime tournaments on Twitch. We have 16 anime that go through. But I'd say about half of them are regulars, and the rest are random one entries. And the one entries don't usually win unless they're new series. And sometimes a new series will come out and people will recommend it and it will win straight away. So the reason I'm saying this is because an anime like Ninja Kamui, like, I'm not expecting to watch it anytime soon. So when we do watch it, it'll be way down the road. And at that point, I would have forgotten anything. So that's what I mean. Like, it's not something that's been heavily requested or recommended. Like, for example, Orb. I know I'm going to watch Orb soon in the future. That was on here. I skipped past it. Fire Force has been in a lot of our tournaments, and a lot of people want me to react to it. So I know eventually we're going to watch that, so I skipped past it. See what I mean? So any anime that isn't under those categories, I'm not really that bothered about light spoilers. I imagine not everything I just heard happens in the first episode. So yeah. I will say, Ninja Kamui, when it came out, didn't really get that much love. Like, it was kind of... It had a lot of hype and then just died down really quickly. And I don't really know much about it outside of what I've just heard and a little bit of hype, and also the opening is amazing. But I will say, I kind of like the idea. And the like similar to that, like the idea of a ninja, and, you know, the vengeance story is always very good as well. And the animation looked very cold. And some cool animated fights. It gave me like Cyberpunk Edge Runners, Jujutsu Kaisen-esque sort of vibes. More Cyberpunk Edge Runners in terms of combat and movements and stuff. But yeah, man, I'm actually pleasantly surprised with this list, because a lot of on here I haven't heard of, which was what I was hoping for. And a lot of these I would be up for watching as well. But I also, one reason I really want to do this list is because I was kind of hoping it'd be more for you guys as well as me. But there's like these underrated anime. I imagine a bunch of you watching this video right now have seen these and love these and wish there was more eyes on them. So hopefully me doing a little video can help that. And maybe there's some people who are watching this video who have been looking for some new series to begin, and you've just found some. So that's kind of why I wanted to do this. I'm actually really curious. What do you guys think? What would you guys say is the most underrated anime you've ever seen? What is your most underrated anime? Like, you've seen it, you've never met anyone who's seen it as well. What is your number one most underrated anime? And also, what is an underrated anime that you think I specifically would enjoy? You're like, Luke, I've seen this, I know you would love it. Because I'm also kind of curious about that one for my own selfish reasons as well. But yeah, let me know in the comment section down below. Maybe you guys can read some of the comments, get some ideas, and we can see in the future. Also, should I check out that top 10 best romance anime? Because that sounds kind of fun. And I haven't watched as much romance anime as I would like to. So yeah. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed my reaction. Shout out Animan. Link to his channel is in the description. Let me know what other reactions you would like to see on this channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe to support this channel as well. Have the best freaking day. And as always, my friends, you will see me in the next video.